The native people called him Deathwind, the fearsome warrior of West Virginia, Louis Wetzel. In the wild and untamed lands of West Virginia, where the frontier stretched into vast forests and unforgiving terrain, there roamed a man whose name alone sent shivers down the spines of native warriors. They called him Deathwind, a name that echoed like the icy breath of winter through the Appalachian Mountains. This man was Louis Wetzel, a frontiersman as untamed as the lands he called home. Raised in a settler family, Wetzel grew up surrounded by the looming threat of native raids and the constant shadow of violence. These early years left a deep scar on his mind, molding him into the fierce figure who would later be known for his courage and survival instincts. Despite the danger that frontier life brought, Wetzel also found companionship and loyalty among his fellow settlers, creating bonds that lasted through the years. Before we continue, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Now let's dive into the story. Born in 1763 in the northern panhandle of West Virginia, Wetzel's childhood was marked by the endless threat of native raids. The frontier was a battleground where settlers and native tribes clashed for control of land and resources. Like many families, Wetzel's own was caught in the conflict, suffering losses that forever shaped his life's path. Life on the edge of civilization was harsh and dangerous, with constant threats lingering on the horizon, especially from the native warriors. Wetzel and his kin lived under the ever-present fear of attack, their homesteads always vulnerable. It was in this violent and unstable environment that Wetzel came of age, his youth overshadowed by the constant threat of war. But there were also moments of joy and unity. In the tight-knit community of settlers, Wetzel formed strong bonds with those around him, ties that would last his lifetime. Together they faced the challenges of the frontier with unyielding spirit and resilience. Wetzel's upbringing cultivated in him a fierce independence and self-reliance that would become his trademark. Even as a boy, he demonstrated a natural ability to survive in the wilderness, mastering the art of hunting, tracking, and trapping with skill and ease. These abilities would later make him one of the most respected figures in the region, as well as a fierce opponent to those who threatened him. The American frontier during Wetzel's time was a land caught between survival and constant conflict. Settlers carved out their lives in the wilderness, always under threat from both the forces of nature and the native warriors defending their lands. The Ohio River Valley became a flashpoint where rival groups vied for control over valuable territory and resources. As a child, Wetzel was captured by native warriors, an event that would fuel his relentless drive to defend his people. During his time in captivity, Wetzel sharpened his survival skills and gained insight into the ways of his captors. Upon his return, he became known as a fierce warrior, mastering the use of both the tomahawk and rifle. His skill in battle and his survival instincts made him a legend among the settlers. One of the most famous stories of his life is his capture and eventual escape, a tale that sealed his place in the lore of the American frontier in 1778. While tending their family's cornfield, Louis and his brother Jacob were suddenly attacked by a group of wind-out warriors. With little time to react, the brothers were captured. During the struggle, a bullet grazed Louis' chest, a wound that could have ended his life, if not for the swift actions of the captors who stopped the bleeding. The brothers were taken deep into enemy territory, enduring 2 days of uncertainty and fear, but the Wetzels had a fierce will to survive. Seizing a moment when their captors let their guard down, the brothers made a daring escape. While the details of their escape have faded with time, the courage and resolve they showed remain legendary. Their safe return to their family was nothing short of a miracle, considering the dangers that lay hidden in the wilderness. This experience left an everlasting impression on Louis Wetzel, forging him into the feared warrior known as Deathwind, a name that would forever be linked with the fierce struggle for survival on the American frontier. For settlers like Wetzel and his kin, each day presented new challenges and lurking threats. The constant menace of Native American raids haunted the frontier communities, instilling fear and often leaving a trail of devastation behind. The battle for the frontier was more than just a fight for land. It was a struggle for survival, with both sides fighting to defend their way of life. In response, settlers formed tight-knit groups, relying on each other for protection and support in times of crisis. Yet even these strong bonds of friendship and kinship couldn't always guarantee safety. The brutal reality of frontier life meant that every individual man, woman, and child had to be ready to face the dangers that prowled just beyond their homes. For Louis Wetzel, life in the wilderness was a never-ending cycle of conflict and survival. From a young age, he learned to navigate the dangers of the wild through a mix of skill, intelligence, and sheer will. His skills as a hunter, tracker, and scout earned him a reputation as one of the most formidable men on the frontier. Someone who could outsmart even the most cunning foes. But amid the chaos and violence of frontier life, there were also moments of peace and beauty. The vast, untamed wilderness offered a sense of freedom and possibility unmatched by the more settled lands to the east. For those bold enough to face the dangers, the frontier promised a fresh start, luring countless settlers westward in search of adventure and opportunity. As tensions between settlers and Native American tribes in the Ohio River Valley intensified, Louis Wetzel found himself increasingly drawn into the conflict. Fueled by anger, fear, and a deep loyalty to his family, Wetzel's transformation into the legendary Deathwind came swiftly and inevitably. His unmatched skills in hunting and tracking made him a legend among settlers, who looked to him for guidance and protection in the face of constant raids. His extraordinary ability to navigate the wilderness and anticipate the moves of his enemies earned him a fearsome reputation. But it was Wetzel's relentless thirst for vengeance that truly solidified his place in frontier folklore. Determined to avenge the deaths of his family and friends, Wetzel embarked on a relentless campaign of retribution, becoming a one-man army driven by justice. The stories of Louis Wetzel transcend historical fact, weaving together a rich tapestry of myth and legend that has captivated generations. His exploits as a frontiersman grew to legendary proportions, with tales of heroism, bravery, and adventure passed down through the years. Over time, Wetzel became not just a man, but a mythical figure whose deeds stretched beyond the limits of reality. Legends about his sharpshooting, unmatched tracking abilities, and his almost mystical connection to the wilderness transformed him into a frontier hero. One of the most enduring tales surrounding Wetzel is his encounter with a Native American warrior known as Bigfoot. According to legend, Wetzel and Bigfoot engaged in a fierce duel, with Wetzel ultimately emerging victorious after a long and grueling fight. Wetzel's victory became a symbol of the resilience and determination of the settlers, sparking countless stories of courage and grit. Another popular legend claims that Wetzel's extraordinary marksmanship was the result of a pact with dark forces, an agreement made in exchange for his supernatural abilities with a rifle. Some believed his skills were too extraordinary to be explained any other way, adding to the mythos surrounding him. Among Wetzel's many famous deeds, his defense of Fort Henry and his role in the Battle of Point Pleasant stand out. Fort Henry, near present-day Wheeling, West Virginia became a symbol of colonial resilience during the late 1700s, withstanding numerous Native American raids. In September 1782, as the Revolutionary War neared its end, the fort faced a fierce attack by British and Native American forces. Wetzel, along with his father and brothers, played a crucial role in the fort's defense. His ability to reload his rifle while on the run allowed him to take accurate shots even under intense pressure. The defense of Fort Henry became not just a fight for survival, but a testament to the settlers' determination to hold their ground in the face of overwhelming odds. Earlier in his life, Wetzel had also witnessed the brutal realities of frontier warfare during the Battle of Point Pleasant. On October 10, 1774, this battle, part of Lord Dunmore's war, pitted the Virginia militia against Shawnee and Mingo warriors along the Ohio River near what is now Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Wetzel's elder brother Martin served among the Virginian troops under Colonel Andrew Lewis. These forces clashed with the powerful Shawnee chief Cornstalk, who sought to prevent their march into the Ohio Valley. After a fierce and grueling battle, the Virginians emerged victorious, opening the way for further colonial expansion in the region. Louis Wetzel's involvement in these key moments reflects his complex legacy. On one hand, he was regarded as a brave protector and skillful fighter. On the other, his relentless pursuit of Native Americans often turned into a deeply personal quest for vengeance, embodying the broader conflict and tragedy that marked the American frontier. Despite the legends that grew around Wetzel, there remains a core of truth to his story, a testament to the real struggles and victories of a man who lived and died on the frontier. Though details of his life have been embellished over time, the essence of his tale stands as a reminder of human resilience, courage, and determination in the face of hardship. Louis Wetzel's legacy as Deathwind left a lasting imprint on frontier history, shaping the events of the Ohio River Valley and beyond. As a fierce defender of settlers from Native American raids, Wetzel played a crucial role in the fight for control of the frontier, his actions affecting the outcomes of many skirmishes and battles. His reputation as a fearsome adversary struck fear into the hearts of Native Americans, who saw him as a formidable enemy, capable of striking without warning and with lethal precision. His relentless quest for revenge against those who wronged him and his family earned him both admiration and fear from settlers, who turned to him for protection in times of peril. Wetzel's influence on frontier history extended far beyond the battlefield. His legend inspired numerous stories of bravery and endurance, becoming a symbol of the unwavering American spirit. From novels and ballads to folk tales and films, Wetzel's story has fascinated audiences worldwide, keeping his legacy alive for generations to come. The legend of Wetzel has sparked countless works of art, literature, and folklore, preserving his memory for years. From paintings and sculptures to poems and stories, artists have sought to capture the essence of the Deathwind, immortalizing him as a figure larger than life. Wetzel's legacy has also played a significant role in shaping the image of the American frontier. As a true frontiersman, he embodied the values of self-reliance, bravery, and persistence, traits that were highly valued by settlers as they ventured westward in search of a better life. His story stands as a reminder of both the trials and triumphs of those who dared to tame the untamed wilderness of America. In the end, the legacy of Deathwind reveals the violent yet pivotal nature of life on the frontier. While Wetzel's methods were often controversial, his role in shaping the destiny of the Ohio River Valley and American history is undeniable. His exploits as Deathwind became the stuff of legend, evoking both awe and admiration among settlers while instilling fear among Native Americans. Tales of his daring escapes, clever ambushes, and unshakable resolve in the face of impossible odds spread far and wide, ensuring that his name would live on long after he was gone. Wetzel's unyielding commitment to frontier justice earned him a permanent place in history. Though some questioned the source of his power and courage, there was no denying his status as a hero in the eyes of his community. As settlers pushed further west, carving a new nation from the wilderness, Wetzel's legend endured as a symbol of the indomitable frontier spirit. Though violence filled much of Wetzel's life, his reputation as Deathwind was well earned. His encounters with Native Americans often ended with a chilling signature move after a kill. Wetzel would throw his head back and let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the hills. This sound, a part of frontier legend as much as Wetzel himself, was a grim reminder of the harsh reality of life on the frontier. Today, the tales of Louis Wetzel, the Deathwind, are still told, a reminder of a time when the line between civilization and wilderness was blurred, and survival often depended on the edge of a blade or the barrel of a rifle. His story is woven into the larger tapestry of American history, a piece of the nation's rich and tumultuous past. Wetzel's life and legend embody the spirit of the frontier history. History remembers Wetzel for his bravery, determination, and ability to endure in the face of overwhelming odds. Louis Wetzel, the Deathwind, remains a figure of fascination and controversy, a frontiersman whose memory continues to stir the imagination and provoke thought about the complex history of America's frontier days. With that, we've come to the end of today's video. We hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you again next time we release a new video on the channel. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Also, be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.